So I have been involved in this movement for a very long time, and I've done a lot of work with other animal issues, but for about 8 years I've focused primarily on cats. So I'm really excited to be here today. It is my birthday today, so Kitten season is coming, and that means shelters around the country are about to be inundated with tiny kittens. And while kittens are of course one of the most sought after animals for adoption, adoption is only an option for kittens who are actually old enough to be adopted. We named her Mama Mia. Now, this brought on a whole lot of controversy on social media, sparking an ethical debate about what to do regarding pregnant cats. So I wanted to make a video about navigating the ethical decision-making process around pregnant moms, to explain why this was a controversy, and to explain my position and why in this specific situation we did decide to take on Mia. I'm Hannah Shaw, and I run Kitten Lady, a rescue and advocacy project working to end the shelter killing of neonatal kittens. Most people don't realize that kittens are often the most euthanized population in animal shelters. Most shelters aren't prepared to provide the specialized and constant around-the-clock care that kittens need. Young kittens have underdeveloped immune systems and are extremely susceptible to illness when impounded in a high-volume setting like an animal shelter. The greatest way a shelter can save kittens is to develop an active foster program. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and I was working for an organization that organized summer programs for children with autism. So we were doing a group trip to a public park. While I was sitting on a park bench, I looked into a tree and saw the most peculiar thing, one little eye peering back at me. I squinted and said, "Is that a kitten?" She was about 15 feet high in this tree, just a little black bean with one eye crusted shut from an infection. I couldn't understand how on earth she had gotten there. Anyway, I was already a massive animal lover. I'd been vegan for 6 or 7 years by this point, but I had no idea how to care for a kitten. I just knew that I wanted to help her. So I started to try to climb up this tree. Somehow I made it to the top. I shimmied out onto the branch, picked up the kitten, put her in my shirt, and made it back down. So that's how she got her name, because I plucked her from a tree just like a coconut. At the end of the workday, I brought her home, and she became friends with my roommate's cat. Kind of. Eventually she grew to fit right in, and just like that, she became my cat. Coco taught me a lot about how to take care of a kitten. So after that, I started rescuing other kittens that I would find on the street. For the first year, I just saved kittens that I found outside. After that, people started calling me, asking for help with kittens, and I eventually started working with animal shelters to help kittens that were coming into them.
Yeah, I know who Kitten Lady is. I think she does a great job with saving cats and kittens. I found her on YouTube and started following her on Facebook and Instagram, etc. I'm a big cat fan, and if there is an overpopulation of cats, obviously it's quite a serious topic. As I said, I love cats, but like, if there was an overpopulation, it would be harder to keep them more. Cats, kittens, and if that was to happen, cats would be treated unfairly, some of them at least, such as like in animal shelters, and then, talk about shelters actually, it'd be harder to like bring in supplies for them, beds, rooms, etc., food, and medicine, if there was like a stray cat or whatever, and I think it will be, it's definitely something to like talk about. But now I don't think there's a big problem, but it's definitely something to look over in the next couple of years if it does get out of hand. Kill shelters is something I kind of understand. If like no one wants to adopt a cat, I don't think killing them is the best way, especially for kittens, considering they are born and then they live for a few weeks to a couple months. Then they're killed off. I think that's just absolutely unfair, and yeah, I think no-kill shelters is probably something I would kind of go to because I love cats, and you know, the only problem they have there is that obviously if they don't kill them, more space will be taken. Therefore, it'll be quite a struggle to keep them in, and then they'll be have its own little crisis. Well, I did know about people fostering kittens, but I didn't know how big the situation was until I looked at Kitten Lady and her social media. I kind of was introduced by it by one of her YouTube videos, introducing a kitten called Smallfry. How she went to a shelter and found a cat called Smallfry in her litter, and how she nursed them, and then she gave them to people that adopted the kittens, etc. But no, I didn't really know how big of a deal it was until I looked at YouTube videos and other social media. I think Kitten is doing a really good job of starting to resolve the issue. If there were to be a lot of people just like her, caring for kittens, etc., they obviously need to be a responsible owner, considering kittens need to be fed every 2 hours a day, which is very important. Especially with medicine, if a kitten's sick. But yeah, I do think she's doing this the right way, and but I do think she is doing a good job with what she's doing, and if what she's doing, as she does try to spread the word out, I do think it needs to go to the right people, obviously, because if there was people taking in kittens and not treating them properly, then that kind of makes a bit of a problem. I guess that would lead to cats being abused and not getting treated well and all that stuff. So I do agree with what she's saying, but I feel like when people do take on the job, they need to know exactly what to do and make sure they're prepared, pretty much. Yes, I did. A couple of weeks ago, I saw a post on Facebook a friend shared, and it was Kitten Lady pretty much telling her audience about the situation, how cats have been, forced to breed and given kittens, and the kittens being fed parasites to, treating all this stuff. It kind of really makes no sense because there's a cure for it. Therefore, they're euthanizing kittens just pretty much to kill them, and it makes absolutely no sense. And it's it's really horrible to think about, considering they're literally born to die pretty much for no reason, and it's just a waste of time. And what kind of really kind of stuns me is that this has been going on for almost 40 years, since 1980, and I'm really glad that it's finally just been said, because if it was to go on even longer, that'd be devastating. I think what they're doing is absolutely outrageous. There's literally no point to doing it. There's already the problem. That parasite, a cure. It's already been resolved. So just doing this, breeding cats to get dozens of kittens every day just to kill them off is absolutely outrageous.
Do I know who Kitten Lady is and what she's done? Well, I don't know about her much myself, but from people that I know that are big fans of her and whatnot, I do sort of briefly know what the main sort of aspects of her, I guess, who she is and what she does. She's quite a popular YouTuber, but she's only popular on YouTube because of her other passions, which is saving cats, spreading information about how to treat cats well, all the problems that are going on in America about cats. There's loads of cat stuff, making sure everyone's well informed, and making sure cats are safe. She shelters them and whatnot. It's all good. What do I think of the situation in America with overpopulation of cats? It's an interesting one. Obviously, being from England, I don't know a heck of a lot about the situation, but obviously overpopulation, implying there's way too many. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be less well treated than others, which obviously is a shame, you know. We should definitely try our best to, you know, make all the cats healthy, and, you know, stop overpopulating, I guess, if you can, like, no like excessive breeding and whatnot. That'd definitely help, I think. I'm not super educated on the subjects, but that's what I would say about it anyway. What do I think about the no-kill and kill shelters? I think, in theory, they are a good idea. I think it does massively depend on, you know, like the population of the cats in each area, like where these shelters are, if they're really necessary or not. Again, not 100% clear on like everything that's going on, but that's what I would say. You know, sometimes they're necessary, sometimes they aren't. I think it's a really case-to-case sort of basis. That's what I would say. Did I know about this issue before, Kitten Lady? I can't really say that I did. Obviously, you know, I'm a big cat lover. I have had 2 cats before. Generally, I haven't really looked into these things that much, to be fair. I know it's obviously a big issue. You know, it's really my fault for not really looking into it. But no, I didn't really know about it. Especially not the extent of like how big it is, especially in America and whatnot. Have I heard about what the USDA is up to? Yeah, I have a little bit, only recently, mind you, when sort of preparing for the interview and whatnot. But yeah, I have heard of it. My opinions on it, God, it's quite terrible, to be honest. You know, any sane person would just be able to tell you that, you know, it's horrible. You know, they're taking cats, they're, you know, putting loads of chemicals inside them, all that sort of stuff, killing them when there is a cure to these diseases and whatnot. It's just quite inhumane. It's very bad, and I think it should definitely stop. That's for certain.